Hi, I'm Roy Young and I'm the fishery manager here at Seven Lakes. As part of our Catch Ollie campaign, we're delighted to say that he came out this week at £32.15, caught by Stevie, one half of Sash Carp, and we're really happy to present him with a free season ticket.
Thank you very much.
The year.
Ignore the photo on that.
Yeah. And Angling Direct have very kindly given us a gift certificate as well to use in their store.
Thank you very much. Much
stores.
appreciated.
So, well done.
You.
Have you got anything to say, Steve?
Tight lines. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, no. To be fair, we've fished it quite a few times over the past sort of year. And it's a great venue to come, plenty of fish here as well, so it's a great sport at this lake, and yeah, I advise anyone to pop down and give it a try. So thanks to the guys at Seven Lakes.
I think we found it on Google, didn't we? We found it on Google as a day ticket water, kind of relatively close to home.
Yeah.
I think we first fished here, it must be just after the spawning, so it must have been about end of June.
Yeah, it was in summer.
It was in the summer.
Sure it was in summer. We had a few good sessions at first.
A few good sessions, a couple of red letter days.
Yeah.
Then
we didn't fish it. We didn't fish it in.
It wasn't an awful lot.
It was just a massive amount.
I think it was about September.
Yeah. So after a few sessions, we did about. I think we only did sort of 5 sessions spread out over a few months. But we were catching fish. And then we found out about the heavyweights in here, the top 6, things like that. So we started targeting them more.
The good old A team.
Yeah, and it was around about September, I believe, mid-September, was when I had Rosemary out at £20 from, I'm not sure if you can see it, but the far swim straight behind us.
Just the swim just to the right of the island, basically.
Yeah. And that was in open water. And then from there, obviously, Ollie came down with the camera. We did a bit of publicity around it. It was a good catch. But since then, Rosemary's come out a few times, which I'm not too pleased about, to be honest. But yeah, so that was in September, and then we didn't really fish too much over the winter. We did a couple.
We fished it in November, but the weather was a completely awful, shocking day.
It wasn't great, was it?
It was horrible, wet, windy and freezing cold, so I think we were only down there for about 4 hours and then we went home.
Yeah, but we made a target for 2020, obviously in November. We saw that Ollie, the £30 carp, had been put in, so there was a lot of buzz about that. We were chatting to a few people that fished here before about trying to get it out and things like that, and then in the new year, Seven Lakes, the guys at Seven Lakes here, they had an offer on for season tickets, for the last few season tickets for the year at a reduced price, so we took advantage of that.
We did.
We got a couple of season tickets. Now there's a waiting list, so I'm told, so if you guys do want to
get on the season ticket, get on the waiting list ASAP.
Get on the waiting list as soon as possible, I guess, because there's some great fishing in here.
So our first night session, we came down with a friend from Cambridge because he's done a lot of night fishing, and we hadn't up until that point. So we came down. The weather was pretty appalling. It was Storm Kyra.
It was
very
terrible.
windy, very cold, very wet. I think it was a miracle that the bivvies were where we left them.
We had 3 bivvies set up in a row to try and shelter all the bivvies. So we had them in a line, and it was just the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
And, unbeknownst to everyone, like, obviously we didn't catch anything.
No, we were just happy that the rods, we didn't lose anything for it.
We blanked hard, we blanked real hard, and it was the first time we'd been back in a little while over the winter, so we were a bit disappointed. With that disappointment, we then looked to take a week off. So we took a complete week off. We booked it for a month in advance, which is where we are today. So we're at the end of that week today. And we set up to really go after the big fish. Specifically, Ollie hadn't been out since it went in November.
Yeah.
So we came down on the Monday, so this Monday. Ash set up in the fast swim. I set up in a undisclosed swim.
Somewhere on the far bank.
An undisclosed swim. And I had nothing all day Monday. I had absolutely nothing. Ash had had 2 fish out, one in the afternoon,
one
at
just
night.
before late evening.
And I was thinking about pitching up and moving somewhere else. I thought I'd give it the night, and it was a bit too grim to move, so I stuck it out.
Fish showed about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Well, first of all, he woke me up because I was fast asleep. So if he didn't wake me up, then who knows what could have happened. He woke me up in the morning.
Yeah.
What one is it?
Stevie's off again, another one for Sash Carp. What we got now?
He's standing there looking at his receiver like, which one is it? You've got to go like this.
It's not Ollie again, is it?
Might be. Getting the... Oh, yeah.
Where's that one, Steve? 11.5 wrap.
I'll get the stuff.
Here we go.
Nice. Oh, 11.5. Not too big.
Some double. Another double.
Yeah. 7 o'clock in
Well,
the morning.
first of all, he woke me up because I was fast asleep. So if he didn't wake me up, then who knows what could have happened. He woke me up in the morning.
Yeah.
Poked my head out the bivvies, saw a fish show. It's not where I'd baited up. I'd baited up 2 locations, just fishing with 2 rods. So I took one out. I hadn't had anything all Monday, all through the night. I thought I must do something. Saw a fish, put a small bag of pellet and a little dumbbell straight over to the showing fish. Half an hour later, had a nice 11-pounder, and then you had one at the same time.
Same as we was landing the
Yeah.
11-pounder. My rod went off. We had a double take, which is pretty cool. It was good fun.
First
That
double
was-
take, actually. we've
was
had,
the first
isn't it?
double take, yeah.
First double take we've had. So that was in the morning, and
yeah.
then obviously that produced a fish. So why wouldn't I go and cast the rod to the same spot? It would be stupid not to do that. So I ignored my baited areas. I left one rod on that area, put one rod at the same where the fish showed earlier. Again, small bag of pellet. And an unknown hook bait. I couldn't even tell you what it was. Genuinely, I bought them 8 years ago. So there's no flavour on there, and that's not a lie.
It's in a blank. It's in a blank pot, and we don't even know what it is.
Exactly. And then around about 10 o'clock, I had a run. It was a bit of a drop back bite. I struck into it, and instantly I said to you, didn't I?
It felt bigger.
It felt weightier. Now I only had the 11-pound to compare to previous to that, but it just felt like a heavier fish, and it took a bit to get it in. It darted towards me and underneath a tree, so I was trying to get it out, and I had the clutch on quite tight, and it was still taking line.
I think that's when we kind of realised.
Yeah, we realised it was going to be big.
It was definitely a 20 plus.
Yeah,
at
and
that
I
point.
managed to get it out of the tree, and it came in front of me, and you could see, you couldn't tell that it was Ollie, but you could see that it was a bigger fish.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, after about 15 minutes of it constantly taking line, and I was bringing it back in, putting the pressure on, managed to get it in the net, and at that point we just looked at it in the net, and we still didn't know it was Ollie, we just knew it was a big fish.
It was only realistically when I picked it up in the landing net, and I was like, "That's heavy. I think
yeah,
that's Ollie."
yeah.
And
So we got it out on the bank, didn't we?
Yeah.
And
Then we knew
it was
Ollie.
nailed. I will say that. So the rig worked to perfection. It was nailed, and we looked at it, and the belly on it, you could just tell it was massive, wasn't
Yeah.
it? It was massive.
Yeah.
And then that's when we rang Steve, and Steve came down. We put it in the retainer, and we got it out when he came down, and he confirmed instantly that it was Ollie. So we weighed it, got a lot of footage on it, got a lot of photos, but very memorable and completely unexpected. So for everyone here, it does come out, it has come out, and now you need to get down here and try and get it out yourself.
Have we verified his weight?
Yeah, we'll do that now.
We can do it again, we'll do it again.
What was he caught on, Steve?
I don't even know the flavour of the dumbbell, but it was glugged in something about 5 years ago.
Oh, it's big, it's big. Hold it there, hold it there.
Beautiful fish, beautiful fish. We'll get some carp care on him. There we are. Happy days.
You happy with that one then?
I'm very happy with that one. I couldn't be happier with that one, could I really?
No,
biggest fish of the
definitely
lake. And now it's come out, so chuffed to bits, chuffed to bits. We'll get her back.
So we've got Ollie going back. Put up a bit of a fight.
Both set targets. I mean, you've kind of smashed yours already. My target is a 20-pounder out of 7 lakes by the end of the year, which is achievable, hopefully.
Very achievable.
Very achievable,
Very
hopefully.
achievable. I will add to that as well that I do know that there are quite a few 20s in here, and being that I've only touched on, well,
one end of the scale to the other.
one end of the
realistically.
scale. I've touched on 20 with Rosemary, obviously in September, and then I've shot right the way through to Ollie at 32, 15. So again, my target, I do want to start tapping into some of the 20s in here, and there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
Not just in named fish as well. There are other 20s in here that can be caught. So that's our goal.
That's a good target, and then I don't know. I'd like a named fish out of here as well.
You'd like a named fish.
Probably.
We'll go for
on
the top
leaderboard.
6 between us, I think, and see what we can get out. But we've got the year's season pass now,
Yeah.
which means we can come down here. We can do a few nights, and it's all at the same cost. So it's well worth getting that season ticket if you're going to
Yeah, if you
put
can get
in a
on,
few sessions.
if you can get one available next year, and if you get on that waiting list ASAP, then it's incredible value for money.
There's a lot of fish in here, so you need to put the time in. There are people that blank and things like that. We blanked 4 times in a row before catching Ollie, so you've got to put the time in. And yeah, I'd definitely recommend coming down here, getting a season ticket if you can. And then just fishing all the swims around the lake. Really, we've pretty much fished most of the swims now, so we've got a good idea of the lake. But there's loads of places you can get carp out in here, loads of features. So a very good lake, and it's been really good for us as well. So
It's been incredible for us, actually. Pretty good.
but yeah, we're on the bank quite frequently, so come down and have a chat with us. We're friendly guys, as you can probably tell. So we're more than happy to give some tips and things like that. But no tips about Ollie, because that needs to be a secret, and you guys need to catch him yourself. So you're hearing nothing from me about where he was caught. If you hear it from someone else, it's not true. Do not believe them. So obviously we're Sash Carp. We've done a few interviews with Ollie in 7 Lakes before. We're going to keep him coming, keep fishing the lake. Hopefully many more fish to come.
Hopefully.
And tight lines to everyone, and see you on the bank.